The 33-year-old of 1770 and the 33-year-old of 2023 are not the same at all. Can you imagine if Thomas Jefferson tried to take over the government? What do you mean, well?
The founding fathers.
What do you mean, well? Did y'all hear that? Did I miss that? He said these were pioneers, and Bill said, well,
the explorers, and
Well,
even
well, what?
the founding fathers had that spirit. Like, take another guy who has that spirit, Thomas Jefferson. Right? You have this historical view of Columbus.
Did you guys hear when I don't exactly know when it was? I just saw a clip maybe on like TikTok or Twitter or something when Al Sharpton was on MSNBC and he's like, "Could you imagine?" I guess they were talking about January 6th. Can you imagine if Thomas Jefferson tried to take over the government? Yes, sir. Actually, I can because he did. Welcome to America.
Bad. He's
evil. He had slaves.
He was fucking one of them.
Yeah, more than one, I think, is actually the
Really?
accurate truth. But the reality is, he's also a guy. So people say I'm young running for president. I'm 38. You know how old he was when he wrote the Declaration of Independence?
12.
33.
Oh.
Yeah, split the
33.
difference.
Okay.
Yeah, but give him credit.
Well, yes, you're
and
right.
he's writing the Declaration of Independence, and he decides that he needs a swivel chair. And I feel like I could use a swivel chair right now, but he decides he needs a swivel chair. So he invented it.
Who did?
Thomas Jefferson.
That's crazy. But even think about 33 years old. I'm 33 years old right now. And I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job with the channel here, but it's a relatively small channel and I don't really have much at all to my name. And I don't think that's very much too different than a lot of other people my age. Not to say that there aren't successful people my age. I mean, Vivek's only a few years older and he's sitting right there. But this is kind of why I am perfectly down with Vivek's idea about raising the age I don't know exactly how he phrases it, but specifically with voting to 25. And not that you can't vote before that, but between 18 and 25, you would have to pass a civics test or do some type of service. But the 33-year-old of 1770 and the 33-year-old of 2023 are not the same at all. Bill says, presentism is a fallacy of many liberals. Analysis of events in the context in which they happened is a totally foreign concept to them. Yeah, like they think that because with the neo-pronouns, that Martin Luther King said there was only two genders, so he's a bad person. What? Like, that's really how they think. No context. Zibby says, when the market is lean and simplified, you have more pioneers leading the way. Yeah.
Invented the swivel chair?
Yes.
I thought Franklin was the inventor.
Well, Franklin was also an inventor.
They
he invented
all
the Franklin
were.
stove. He invented the bifocal spectacles. Franklin's case, he actually invented one of the earliest remedies for the common cold. So all of these guys, they weren't like the kinds who said, oh, no, you're not an expert. You're not trained in that. They just said, we're going to do it. We're going to figure it out.
What remedy?
We're going to do it.
What's the cold remedy?
It was something that, it was like a home brew, but it worked.
And it still works?
You know, I think there have been, I will say this. There has not been a good, like, for all the things the pharmaceutical industry has created, a cure for the common cold is not on the list.
Right. And
so we haven't gotten further along than Benjamin Franklin did.
And the shit that the pharmaceutical companies sell to treat it, the NyQuils.
Was far
like the jab that you pushed for 3 years, Bill?
Worse for you than what Benjamin Franklin came up with.
And probably in the long run, worse for the cold, you know?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it might treat immediate symptoms a little bit or something, but I mean, some of that stuff. And look, I've
designed to knock you out.
It's funny. It's funny how you can understand this about virology and all that kind of stuff. But for the last 3 years, you're a horrible person if you don't take this experimental thing that Big Pharma is pushing. This is the TDS. It's the remnants. It's the remnants. He's not still that crazy, but these ideas that he had through the Trump years seem to have stuck with him. He seems to not take on any new crazy ideas about Trump as harshly. Not that he's good on Trump, but I wouldn't call it TDS anymore. But talking about Big Pharma after you just spent years doing this, like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, so you forget about it.
I hate to do anything like that, but like the one symptom I had when I had COVID was I had a stuffy nose for a couple of nights. That was really
Are you stuffy right now?
No.
Okay.
Why? Do I sound it?
You sound a little bit, yeah.
Well, I've got that 24-hour COVID. No problem. No. Um,
That's all those jabs you got, bro.
no. So I did reach for the nasal spray because it was just easier to sleep if I cleared my passages. But I didn't know that about Benjamin Franklin, huh?
Franklin and Thomas Jefferson.
And well, Jefferson. I mean,
Yeah, right. You did know that about Benjamin Franklin. It was the Thomas Jefferson that you didn't know. This is now that we're talking about like what Josh said about lighten up. It's like you only took 2 puffs and you're like not there. I've watched a lot of real time, and you're a snappy guy. You're like, oh yeah, so I'm going a little bit more in Josh's corner here. Zippy says if he does not toe the progressive line, he will be kicked from Hollywood. I don't know how true that is. I mean, he definitely can't just go buck wild and start red pilling everywhere. But I think it was more about him and his beliefs during all the COVID stuff that had him that far gone. And his own beliefs about Trump. I don't think that was being pushed on him. So I will give him the credit that even though he was batshit crazy, it was within him and it wasn't being pushed. Shout out to Unwanted Foe. Welcome to the party. Dropping in with the $2 super chat. And of course, every super chat comes with a treat for Morty. He says, thank you so much, as do I. He says, take the jab, trust the science. One of us. Good one. And of course, that makes you the new sponsor of the stream. Thank you so much, brother. Welcome to the party.
Franklin, I kind of knew, but I didn't know about the cold remedy. Jefferson, I did. I guess they were all well. See,
the Franklin stove is named after Benjamin.
Yeah,
Franklin.
back then there was something called the Renaissance man.
Yes,
and a Renaissance man meant you did everything. That's
and
why
we have
that's
lost
not.
That.
Of course,
So I'm into that.
You're a Renaissance man.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't call myself a Renaissance man, but I respect the ideal, and yes, I do have diverse interests.
To that.
Nice. Shout out to Ayush Gupta. Welcome to the party. Said he's done good segments on the alphabet community being a social contagion. Yeah. So once that's what I'm talking about. That because that's what you're saying, Zippy, is that if he doesn't toe the progressive line, that's not really true, because as Ayush is saying here, he will call out the BS when he sees it. The problem is that he has so many biases that you are talking about with Hollywood and being surrounded with left-wing people and whatever, that his honest opinion is bullshit. But that doesn't mean that he can't say some good stuff sometimes. Welcome to the party, brother. Good to see ya.
Yes.
Yeah, and I aspire to be good at different things, right? I'm not some box
that
you check in some sort of ordered society. Me, and I will have multiple.
A Renaissance man, could speak many languages.
Yeah.
He knew archery. He knew horsemanship.
Sports could be the same guy who plays music,
music, sword fighting.
Right, but remember the saying is not just jack of all trades. It's jack of all trades, master of none. There's a balance there. You cannot be a master at everything. So the idea there is that you want to, being a Renaissance man is that you have a little bit of skill here and a little bit of skill there, so that whenever you need it, you can bolster that skill. You don't have any areas where you're just lost. Zippy says, I don't know. The Rona stuff has died, and Trump is not worse than Biden, so they can't claim higher ground. I mean, I agree with you, but that ain't gonna stop him.
So I try to do this in the campaign trail. It sort of gets under my teams, makes them nervous sometimes. But we'll play the piano. I play college kids in tennis when I travel across the country. We'll get the best college players in the local college tennis team, hit with them. I rapped to Eminem at the Iowa State Fair.
I saw that. Don't do that again.
Oh, why not?
Why not? Why you gotta be like, oh my God, Bill. Oh my God. Like, did anybody not enjoy that? You guys saw that, right? When he was singing Lose Yourself? And Bill's, just don't do that, okay? That's not cool. You want to be cool, but you're not being cool. Come on, bro.
Because it didn't turn out well for Kendall Roy on Succession.
I didn't get to that part of it.
He rapped at his father's birthday party. And
really?
Guys who are not rappers rapping, it's just, I'm telling you,
That was funny.
It's just as a friend.
But you know, my view, Bill, is I kind of do what I feel like doing at that moment.
Yeah,
that's
So
the problem.
that's
You
kind of
can't
my-
always.
my
Right, I know.
That's not the problem, Bill. You are the problem. Telling people who say, I do what I do because I want to do it, telling them that that's a problem is the problem.
No, but when
and that's
people.
the spirit of our Renaissance.
Okay, but I don't want
Want to invent the
president.
swivel chair? I'll invent the swivel chair. That's kind of where I'm at.
The idea of president, I do what I want at whatever moment, is not like an appealing thing. I see why your team is trying to
they're
take
kinda
you away.
nervous.
Just the rapping. Tennis is
Yeah.
great, but
Yeah,
not,
well, tennis is more fun anyway. So that's where I'm at on that.
right.
But my point is, I think we have lost that spirit, right? Our inner animal spirit as a country and the people who run it, it has been caged.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed that clip, check out the full live stream link in the bio and catch me live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. See you there.